Hello, welcome back to another episode of Zelda The Minish Cap. In our last episode, we took on the boss of the Palace of Winds, and we got the wind element. So today, we have all 4 elements. We're going to be heading back to Hyrule Castle to add the last element to our sword. And then we're going to be trying to come up with a plan to rescue Zelda. Guess we have to go outside to use the Ocarina of Wind. Was hoping not to do all these stairs, but we're gonna go outside and warp back to Hyrule. I also want to talk to Swiftblade before we get into the castle. He mentioned earlier that once we can jump higher and farther, like with Rock's Cape, that he'd teach us a new technique. Now there is a ton of side quests we could do now. I think I'd rather just get on with it though. The things that are left in the game, we don't really need to take on the final dungeon, I don't think. Okay, so we're getting the downward thrust. It's not quite as useful as it was in Zelda 2 on the NES, where you could just jump and down attack. You kinda gotta use the Rock's Cape, and it seems like it's kinda awkward to use. Yeah, I am hitting the sword button, it's just the timing has to be perfect for it to actually work, so it seems really awkward to use. Yeah, I find about half the sword techniques just don't seem to be that useful in this game. Maybe some other like playthrough styles, people might use them, but I don't seem to. Now as for the channel, as we finish up Minish Cap in our playthrough, I'll probably do a couple quick arcade playthroughs before we get into anything else too big, just to try and break things up a little bit. But if there's any games anyone would recommend a playthrough of, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. Been kind of doing a lot of these Zelda games since it was kind of the 35th anniversary year of the game. Oh yeah, I forgot, this is kind of bugged. I remember, like, properly hiding gets you caught, and standing in the open gets you through this puzzle. It's kind of counterintuitive if you've played any of these sneaking sections in a Zelda game before. Yeah, like if anything, this should get us caught. What I was doing before should have got us by. I was standing in the open right near the guard. Somehow gets us through. Alright, so now we have the full 4 sword. And it definitely changed the appearance of the item. It has more of a gold hilt now. It looks pretty cool. Alright, so that was just the basis of most previous Zelda games in the timeline. Alright, so we found out that the secret of the light force resides within Zelda, but as we figured this out, Vati has come to steal Zelda and try and get the light force for himself. Not sure how no one figured out she had the light force back in the first episodes when she was using magic. But now we have to go on to stop Vati. Alright, so we're off to take on the final dungeon of the game. Okay, so everyone in the castle has been turned to stone now. Luckily, with the Force Sword, we should be able to turn people back and save them now. Alright, so we gotta get up to the roof to rescue Zelda. It's funny, because at full health, I'm accidentally hitting everyone with the sword beam to rescue them. Alright, and now we have Dark Hyrule Castle, so the place has been turned into an evil dungeon that we need to defeat to save Zelda. Okay, I guess because it throws you in here without warning, it gives you like a bunch of health arrows and bombs just to make sure you're stocked up. Alright, so that was the real locked door. The other one was fake. We just need to find a key for it. Now those skull enemies, if they hit us, we won't be able to use like our sword for a minute, so we want to avoid them. They're one of the more annoying Zelda enemies. Now those stairs just lead up to the room with the flaming skulls. We could have taken that way down here instead. Alright, so we've saved the proper King of Hyrule. He was just down here turned to stone, while Vati was up there pretending to be him. Alright, so we have a key, and that's going to let us get through that first door. And the king has hinted we can actually leave this dungeon using it. Like I said, I don't really plan on finishing up some of those side quests, so we might just move on with the dungeon. I assume based on the last couple dungeons that this one will be quite big. So it might take us a video or two to get through it. We'll see how this goes. What? Why did our guys disappear? I guess Link has to be at the front with his clones at the back. Okay, we got it. That didn't really make sense, but okay. Alright, we got the map. Oh, that just took us back to this room we've already been to. I wish we could jump back up with the rocks cave, but sadly it's going to make us backtrack. So I think that's the way out of the castle. Oh, we need a key for that door, so we can only really go one way at the moment. Is that way a dead end? Great. Asville has to interrupt our progress to tell us what we're already doing. Alright, so I think we're gonna have to cut things here. So come back and see us in the next video as we take on Dark Hyrule Castle. And as always, thanks for watching.